Chat is bright. It's 9 p.m. and the vibe is right. A single flame cuts through the gloom. There's something burning in the room. The soy sauce assassin on the legions comes in. Turn on the speaker and heard the familiar theme. Let's go.
Hey guys, Tony Soy Sauce Assassin. Welcome to tonight's Smokers Panel Live on Saturday. I think today there's some like game going on, so gotta watch the game. You gotta watch the game. Let me turn on the light though. Let me turn on the light. Oof. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't feel so good. I ate too much, way too much food. I ate way too much today. Like I literally had no mercy on the 2 bowls of noodles. And had no mercy on the pizzas. And I had no mercy on the salad even. And then by the time I get for all that, I had no mercy on the pork chop either. And I definitely had no mercy on the new barbecue burger from Shake Shack. And the barbecue chicken burger from the Shake Shack. And I definitely had no mercy on those barbecue Korean chicken nuggets from Shake Shack. And I definitely did not have any mercy on the fries either. So now, my body's giving me no mercy. It's like, hey. And I'm like, I need to. I don't know what I need to. Just feel heavy. I feel heavy today. And I had a tres leche cake, which I think personally is kind of nasty. I couldn't finish it because it's kind of nasty. So now let's have something that's not nasty. So I received 2 cigars today. For those people who's in Discord already saw, I have this. Yeah. Playboy cigar. Playboy cigar. Now, if you want to know what inside looks like, I think it's probably better and safest if you look online. So I'm gonna show you the cigar in the box. The box is cool. See that? The box is cool. And inside the cigar, yeah, I think it's safer if I don't show the inside of the box. I'll just show you guys cigars. Very nice. The box is very unique. And I'm glad I got it. It's one of those things I'm gonna collect, so not a problem at all. I might not get to this today, but we also have today's topic. The American Vikings Unkillable, which they changed the logo again. They changed the logo in the front again. Let me open this first. You know, I forgot to, you know, get Tim to sign it. I should have, because I think every release of cigar is worth the celebration. I mean, like when we released the ITS, Tim celebrated with us. So I think, you know, cigar like this definitely worth the celebration, but I forgot about it. So, but having an episode reminds me that I celebrated the cigar as well. All right. Let's see. All right. So 6x52. And I think the made in Nicaraguan. Tabacalera Minorista. And there's 20 cigars in here. Okay. And the front, like this front logo is different than the one that's back. The back has like, you know, it's like a shield and axe, but the front doesn't have that. And it's just called Unkillables. So today I'm gonna smoke that. And I'm also gonna try to pair it with a little bit of Old Elk Cigar Cut, which I really think that there's not gonna be difference when they call it Cigar Cut. But since Long Live Tiberius has recommended it, I want to buy the bottle, and I think I'm gonna try some with the cigar. Okay. And today, in celebration of Unkillables, I think it's really, 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 really fitting. Fitting. If you guys can ask some question related to making the cigar, because this is what it is, right? The celebration of those people who make cigars, who create brands and blends and all that stuff. And when he said the Unkillables, I really resonate. I was like, you know what? I am one of those Unkillables now. I am one of those Unkillables. Because the making the cigar, it is a long journey, a very tough time. It's a very tough time. Now, granted, it's abnormal, Tony's speed, to make a cigar that quick. It's abnormal. But you gotta understand, Tony does negotiation and business dealing for a living. So I will try to make something. I will do something at an abnormal speed. That's my specialty. I do things quick. Okay, so that is gonna happen. But an actual making cigar thing is not a 1 year thing. It's not a 2 year thing. It's like a 4 or 5 year thing. So, oh man, I hope we didn't overpay, because that place does overcharge on certain things, right? So imagine all 4 years of trouble compressed it into 1.5 year. It's still trouble. It's still like mentally stressful. So having something that I can celebrate with, to really understand and celebrate people like me or beyond, I think it's very cool. Okay, all right. Let's get started. I don't know how many people's gotta join us today. Like I said, there is a game today. Val did say that he's gonna watch the game with family, so he might not be on. Joey had a little bit of stomach issue today, which I think I'm somewhat facing right now. So we'll just make this easy and relaxing show if no one comes out to the panel today of cigar reviews. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. This one has a little dent here. Okay. All right. The problem with the side band is that you gotta hold it a certain way, or else nobody can read it. Here you go. Unkillable. I like the design. I like the embellishment. Very, very dark cigar. I think it's a Nicaraguan Puro, if I didn't get it wrong. But I'll pull out the information. Hold on. Pull out the information. I know they ended up on half wheel. They ended up on half wheel. Let me see. I swear I saw it before. Where is it? There it is. No. There it is. Hey, Kenny. So I got the Toro size. There's also Robusto size. Robusto's 5x50. Toro is obviously 6x52. Yeah, it's a Nicaraguan Puro. Starting with the Habano Oscuro wrapper from Jalapa Valley. That's, oh my god. Underneath is a binder from Esteli and filler from Ometepe. And also Condega. Wait, filler is from Ometepe, Condega, Jalapa, Esteli. Okay. Oof. Oof. All right. All right. That deserved the alcohol then. All right. Okay. So let's talk about this a little bit. Um. Obviously, I don't know much about this particular alcohol. It's a straight whiskey finish in port. Sauternes, sherry, and rum barrel. 55.05. 55.85% alcohol. 111.7 proof. All right. Now, I don't know what makes it a cigar cut. If somebody know what makes a whiskey cigar cut, let me know. Because what I think is that they don't really make a whole entire barrel of it, right? Cigar cut just means a portion of it. But which portion? The last little bit? First little bit? I don't know. But, you know, Old Elk usually make pretty good drink. So to say that they have cigar cut, we'll see how that works out. All right. We'll see how that works out. All right. Oh, wow. Did you guys hear that? Yo. It's a lot of sherry, a lot of wine smell to it. A little bit grapey. Smells really good. Smells really good. And yeah, you get a logo with like 2 elks on top. Smells really good. Very, very dark amber color. Let's not do too much. Not do too much. Usually I don't do an alcohol pairing, but since this is a special, it's just a blend. But like, you know, what makes it special? Like, what makes a cigar cut, right? Hey, right guy. All right, let me cut this cigar, and then we'll go taste the cigar cut. Oh, really earthy. That acetylene, you can taste it right away. All right, and that omatepe as well, but I don't really taste the jalapa sweetness. It's okay. We're gonna do everything the best possible way possible. All right, what does that mean? That means I'm gonna soft flame this thing. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it best possible virgin puff. All right, virgin puff. Oh. All right, look at this. Just the side. Just barely light it up. I am super snobby today. It smells good. And obviously, at the end, you still have to light it. So, really, this process is just for your personal liking. I'm talking, so I'm blowing air at it. Right? Because after y'all toast it, you still have to light it up. So, yeah, you gotta have a little bit of patience here. I really don't think it's necessary. But, you know, as for this cigar, we will do this one time. Trust me, this will never happen again. Get outside all charted and nice. Because butane doesn't cost money, right, guys? Butane does not cost money. I'm pretty sure a lot of people's like, dude, just light it. Just go at it already. Makes no difference. Makes no difference. Just takes more time. Your life is flying away when you do it like this. Life just flies away. Jeez. All right. The draw is a little tight. But it's not undoable. It's got that mineral, got an earthiness. It's got some baking spice right now. Okay. It's not giving me the woodiness that I'm expecting. It's getting more spicy. Getting more spicy. All right. Let's try the Cigar Cut. First sip don't count. Hold on. Open up my palate. What? Burn those layers of tongues off. And now, the real sip. It's sweet. Has a little bit berry sweetness. And the wood warm coats your mouth. The burn is like I would say medium low burn, spreads out, starts to warms up your throat a little bit. And then it leaves a dry finish. What, bro? You better not talk shit about hair switch to Bob. Who's Bob? Right. It has this really sharp wood, a little bit to the sour end of a sharp wood taste. It has a red wine esque flavor towards that Scotch. I mean, not that Scotch, bourbon taste, but it's a very, very strong red wine taste. Very, very strong red wine taste. A little bit of vegetation taste too. Combined with a cigar right now. Some flavor disappeared. Some flavor disappeared for this cigar. At least the earthiness isn't there anymore. Yeah. Instead of tasting earthiness, I taste stone. Stone. I don't know if you guys ever smell stone. Like you put a piece of stone, like granite or something, and then you drip of water on it, and you can smell it. Stone. I don't know. It's the drink itself is not bad, but it takes away stuff from a cigar. Yeah, compared to my first few puffs to the cigar before I drink it, and now after I drink it, the taste of the bourbon has taken some flavor out of the cigar. Like you don't taste it anymore. All right, let me clean it up. Let me clean it up. All right, let me see if that cigar has the flavor again. Yeah, it came back. It came back, definitely from the drink. Okay. So we'll continue, and we'll throughout time we'll see if this pairing works or if it's gonna work or anything else. Because I think that at this moment, this particular drinks probably most likely will work better when you're smoking a natural Connecticut or Habano cigars. For something that has that deep Nicaraguan earthiness, this might not work. This might not work. Why do I feel like I take that? I'm talking with a lisp. Weird. All right. So yeah, if you guys got a question today about making of the cigar, we can talk about it because it's unkillable, and I can keep ramping off about how tough it is. Okay, because a lot of people actually, when they're making the cigar, they don't actually go to the factory after they make a certain amount of cigars. Okay, after you make a certain amount of cigar, you no longer have to go to the factory to select tobaccos and stuff like that. So once you have a relationship with the factory that you're making cigar with, you will be able to tell them, hey, I want this, I want that. I think every cigar brand or maker in the very beginning, when they're first talking to a factory, they make the same mistake as I do, is thinking that you go there and you tell them what tobacco you want, and magically it will happen. Okay, so that was a mistake number one for a lot of people. If they want to go to a factory, says, I want to use this, that. I want to use a Ecuadorian, Habano, Nicaraguan, and Dominican mix. And saying that doesn't help at all. Saying that doesn't help at all because we talked about this before. Whereas a Nicaraguan, when you say Nicaraguan tobacco, there is 4 or 5 different regions, and each region has 10, 20 different leaves. So saying Nicaraguan doesn't help. Right? Doesn't help. All right, so if you want to go into depth, I want Esteli, I want Jalapa, okay. Esteli, there's 3 grades, 4 different parts, and 3 or 4 different shades. What do you want? Right? And then and that was just talking about 1 leaf. Right? And then Condega, okay, Condega, we have these. We have which part of the leaf, the weed do you want? Well, and how dark do you want? How strong do you want? What grading do you want? So saying that doesn't help. And this is why the ITS does not have that information, sound disclosed, because I don't think those information accurately and correctly represents what we put in there. It doesn't. I don't think that information will be accurate. Because it's like saying that I didn't eat cake tonight. I did not eat cake tonight. That only tells you what I don't have. But what I have could be an infinite decision. right? I told you what I don't have, but what did I eat? You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what I don't have, but what did I have? So that could be an infinite thing, right? So for me to say, the leads are from this 5 regions, 6 region, and you're like, all right, each region has like 20, 30 of those things. So which one? So I don't think that it accurately describe what ITS is. And that's the hard part. And as a cigar maker, you have to decide that. You have to decide what information goes on there, what information is useful, what information will help you sell cigars. I guess that's the thing. What will help you. I literally don't have Jim Beam in my house. But I will continue to try this. Good evening, our Presidente. Yeah, something disappeared once you do that. I don't know if it's working with it or it's working against it right now. I don't know yet. So once you have a relationship with the factory, you'll be able to tell them the correct information that they need to know to blend your cigar. All right. What you're looking to make, what you're looking to have in there. None of that will be, hey, Nicaraguan, the Dominican mix, or Connecticut shade, and you know, that information doesn't help, right? It's like, okay, factory, what do you have to make it so that my cigar tastes this way, with this strength, with this and that? And they will put it together for you and they will send it over to you. That process takes a little bit, couple weeks, okay? And once you get that, you gotta smoke it through it. You gotta really take your time to smoke it, and you have to think about it. You have to think about it. Can I just be, oh, I smoked it, it was okay? Can I be like that? And you have to really think about it. You're like, ah. What does this taste like? What does this taste like? And you might have to write it down. You're like, okay. Mm-hmm. And then you had to think about it, not just you like it. Now, Steve Saka said he makes just for him like it. I don't really think that is the case. You have to, you like it, and you have to know that everybody else who is on the same palette line is gonna like it. So it cannot just be, I like it. I can deal with that. It has to be, does that solve all my check marks? All my check marks. And then you go, okay. And he calls the factory back. Right? Call the factory back. I said, hey, I think the cigar is missing whatever taste that you're looking for, and has too much of whatever the deal breaker taste that you have. So for me, it'll be like, this thing has too much earthiness. I want something to get rid of it, right? And they're like, okay, the specific leaf that you use does have some earthiness in it. In order to get rid of that earthiness, you have to get rid of that leaf. And they go, no, I can't. No, that leaf tastes like a certain way. I need that flavor in there. I just don't want that much earthiness. Okay? And they'll go back and forth, and then you got to talk about a way to solve it. A lot of time, the way to solve it is to either add some sweetness or add some pepper. Pepper's got to burn it off. You're not going to taste it. Okay? So there, you got some solutions. And you gotta, okay, make me one of each, and then we'll see which one. And then that continues, cycles and cycles and cycles and cycles and cycle until you find it. And once you find that blend, now you go back the queue to the waiting line. You go back to the queue in the waiting line. Okay, you know what cigar you want. All right, you name the cigar. you design the band, you design the boxes and stuff like that, and that's the same problem, right? You design, talk to them, design, talk to them, revision, talk to them, revision, talk to them, redesign, talk to them, they quit, bring to the next person, start from here, let's go, design, go, until you got a design that you actually like. And then liking the design is very hard because this is the problem, okay? The designer tends to ask you, what do you want? What do you want? Dude, if I know what my design is gonna look like and what I want, I wouldn't need you to design it. Right? If I know what I want, I can put it together and tell you what I want. I wouldn't need a designer. I can tell you what I don't want. I don't want this piece of shit. I don't want that piece of shit. I want something better than these piece of shit. That's the problem for the design. Let me see if he's coming. Where is he? There he is. All right. So let me also take a photo to remember I smoked this the very first time. Okay. So you have that, and then the box. So once you have designed it, the design will give you all the file it is. Now here's the problem again. When the designer gives you the file, they expect the file to be used a certain way. And when you give it to the box design factory, they might not see it that way. And that's exactly what the problem we had. We had the problem with the bands. Hey, Sam, the bands did not come out as expected. And you say, oh, the band, that's how the file comes out like. The band, that's how the file comes out. I was like, that's not how it's supposed to be, bro. I'm looking at the file. I know that's not how it's supposed to be. And then obviously argue back and forth and all that stuff. And finally, I need to get a designer to talk to the band factory. They had to work it out, and then we had to remake the dies. Remake the dies. Okay, so when you go to the factory, when you make the bands, right? Each part of the band has a die that presses down, or ink presses down. So each step needs a die. So when you have a step that's wrong, you need to remake those dies. And we ended up remake those dies. In order to get the band the way it is, you need a lot of dies. And then they missing few parts, so the die is not there. All right. So we had to remake the dies, which costs more money, costs more time, costs them, right? So finally you got the die correct, and then they redo it. The problem is that they don't come back and say, hey, is this correct? Because it's too late. They already made the die. They remake the die. And if it's not right, it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. You can't just go, hey, can we just adjust this file and all of a sudden the printer will just print exactly? No, they use dies. They use this thing that goes to the die, just press it, press it, press it, press it, press it, and then the last die cuts it, and that's it. So sometimes you will see a misalignment because they go so fast. Sometimes one or two will just go off by like an inch or like a millimeter or so. Just a little bit, just a little bit. So you gotta see some inconsistent, but the factory don't care. There's nobody looking at it. So you're gonna see misprints on the cigars a lot of the time. The factory don't care. Because they ain't got the time. No, and no one's gonna go, okay, we got this box of 10,000 bands. Now I gotta take out one by one and sort it out to see which one is perfect, which one is not. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. It drives you insane. As a person that want things to go right, it drives you insane. It does. It really does. All right. Now that I didn't taste that, so the flavor came back. It has a lot of mineral. It has a lot of that volcanic mineral taste. Has a lot of earthiness. Has a lot of sand and dryness. Has a little bit of wood. I think that wood disappears with the earthiness that disappears every time I take a sip. Yep. Hey, Fabian. Yep, it disappears. It leaves more of a vegetation taste. It makes the smoke a little bit more smoother because the coating in your mouth, and you can feel that smoke is a little bit smoother, but it takes away flavor. It takes away flavor, but it gives a different flavor. It kind of brings up that woodiness a little bit more, but still, it's not very woody right now. I don't know. The cigar itself don't seem to have a lot of power in terms of flavor, but it's right now smooth. But I think it's gotta ramp up. I think it's gonna ramp up because it feels like there's some flavor developing, but every time I drink the bourbon, it kind of blocks it a little bit. It kind of blocks it a little bit. I don't know. Tiberius, when you drink this, do you feel like it takes away some flavor? Like it adds, or I think it adds that little vegetation taste to it. It adds a sherry wood flavor to the overall smoking. I think it does leave a vegetation taste, and that vegetation taste is a slightly sweet, slightly, but it takes away some flavor from the cigar. Oh, hey, Martin. So we're talking about the process of making cigar while I'm trying this drink and the cigar. So let me bring you in. There we go.
What's the process? What's going on?
So I'm smoking the American Viking Unkillables. And do you know what the Unkillables about?
No.
All right. Tam, in celebration of everybody who work in the cigar industry, who makes cigars, who go through all the crap to make a cigar, and then call those people unkillables. Okay? Because you have to be unkillable to go through all that trash issues, crap, in order to create a cigar. And I'm talking about all the crap that we had to go through to make a cigar.
Okay.
Right? So that's what I'm doing. And also I am pairing with the Old Elk Cigar Chat bourbon.
Okay.
And I think this particular bourbon, it coats your mouth and then it takes away some flavor from the cigar, but it adds a little bit of sherry flavor to it and a little bit of vegetation flavor. I don't know if it's good or bad yet because I haven't tasted anything particular. So.
All right. What's going on, chat?
It really depends on the cigar. Lower proof bourbon, 99 and below, I tend to pair with Habano, Cameroon, and Dominican. Now, this one is not 99 though. This is 111. This is 111. 111 proof.
Nice.
So more than half is alcohol. Gotta be slow. I gotta really slow down. All right. So, where were we? So after you finally get the bands down, you gotta make the box, and I think the box is the worst part of making cigar. Box. You tell them what you want. You tell them, and a lot of times they don't give, like they have one sample and they call it a day, right? They make one, and from the time I give them what I want, the picture, the design, the file, and all that stuff, to actually getting a box was about 3 months, 2 to 3 months to get a sample.
Okay. Oh, fuck, it's cool.
And that's the box factory that over in the end make our box. And then after we received it, there's some issue with it. Obviously, the original box has a texture on it that I don't really like. All right. So I had to get back to them, and then they say we will fix it. But when they say we will fix it, they don't fix it and then say we fixed it. They just say we will fix it. Okay? They just say we will fix it and then go ahead and make us a box. But making a box, they don't make it right away. They waited probably a year before they delivered the box. All right, we looked for the box factory very early on. So we were in line and waited a year before they start production of the box.
Before they finish the box, you mean?
No, before they start the production of the box.
Start the production. I thought you said stop the production.
And then they finally make it, and they're like, okay, it's being made. When they say it's being made, they send you a picture of the box is already done. Well, that's a problem because you just finished the box. I don't even know it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
You told me you fixed it. I hope you did. And now comes to shipping. I give them the address. That doesn't do shit. And I give them the factory. And I give them Lewis contact. Because they worked with Lewis before, so they actually know where to deliver to. Imagine if you don't.
Right.
And that took another few months to deliver. So the problem is that a lot of things that you have problem with, you don't know if they fixed it. And by the time they tell you, it's either done or not. Right? It's either 0 or 100 for them. 0 or 100. Not, hey bro, we already did 30% of your box. You want to check it out? No. Oh yeah, it's right here. It's already there. Have you thought about sending me one to make sure that is correct? Oh no, we'll fix it. No problem.
You'll like it. You'll like it.
We'll fix it. No problem. You like it. It looks great. It looks absolutely beautiful. It looks great. Okay. All right. And the band needs to go to Lewis. And I was like, okay, here's the factory. Send it over. Or you can send it to me. I'll send it over. Nope. When they tell you it's done, it's not. Oh, it's almost done. I thought you told me it was done. Oh, no, it will be done this week. Okay. Next week. What happened to those bands? Oh, yeah, no, we'll get to it this week. All right. Next week. What happened to the band? Yeah. You know, we'll get it done this week and we'll send it out this week. Next week. What happened to the band? Yeah, what is your address again? Where we send this to? Where was the factory? This is the factory. This is blah blah. This is Lewis. Contact blah blah. And I had to go talk to Lewis. I said, hey Lewis, we gotta figure out this. Like I don't know how to get them sent. Lewis is okay. I will go pick it up for you. All right, because it's all in Miami. We'll go pick it up for you. Lewis went over there. Went back. Lewis, I didn't hear anything about it. How's the band? Oh, they were not done with it yet. Okay. All right. Finally, another few weeks later, Lewis says, hey, I got the band. The band looks great. We'll start rolling them. How does your band looks? And I have to tell him like how this band places on the cigar. I send him an example. And he goes, This must be something wrong because your band don't look like this. Imagine the blood pressure just go. All right, so what does the band look like? So he showed it to me. I was like, okay, it's missing the bottom band. You put the middle band in the bottom. That's why it didn't look like it. Oh, it didn't give me that band. Okay. Yeah, they say that you didn't give him all 3 band. Oh yeah, brother, I'll have it for them next time they come over. Yeah, it'll be done. Okay. All right. All right. Next time I went back. They start rolling it. Louis gave me a call. Brother, how many band did you print? I should have more than enough. Like 13,000, 15,000 bands. We don't have enough. They said they don't have enough cigars. Yeah. They forgot to pick out a few boxes. Yes, right. They forgot to pick out a few boxes. No, but they'll come back next time. I'll give it to them.
Sounds like everything was a fucking process, man. And you have to like keep going at it. Wow.
And then cigar being rolled. Let's go. Your box is still not here yet. Well, here's a box contact. Can you reach out to them? Oh yeah, I'll reach out to them. Yeah. A week later. Yeah, the box is on their way. All that thing, you guys. What happened is when you're actual like something like any other factory that's going through 3 or 4 years of development for cigars, they don't have that rush, so they don't contact them. They just like every time they go back to the okay, here's a list of do you have this, you don't have it, okay, next time. It just keep dragging out. Me, because I have this expectation that we need to release within a certain amount of time, so I have to continue to work on it. So all this phone call continues, and it gets to a point where they get angry. They're like, dude, brother, trust me, everyone want to be the next one. Everyone want to have their thing done first. You just had to wait. It's like, but you tell me, yes, I know what I tell you, but like, we're working as hard as we can.
You said that, or the box company?
The box company say that. The band company specifically say that. It's. Yeah, the box company especially. They're like, yeah, we'll get it done. Everybody want to be first. Right now, it's a busy time. Okay, busy time. You have to go for all that. But a lot of cigar company actually don't argue with them. They just say, okay, we'll know when it's done because they go down by the list, right? They don't get paid until it's done. But that if you don't chase them, that could be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? Just look how long the dark time has been delayed. A whole year. Dark time was delayed a whole year.
What the fuck is Val doing in McKinney?
He went over to visit friends and watch footballs.
Why you didn't fucking tell me?
I don't know. Val, Martin is asking why he didn't reach out to him.
You're like maybe 15, 20 minutes north of me. What the fuck?
He's visiting his daughter. That's why.
His daughter lives here? What the fuck?
His daughter probably moved over with Jeff V.
Oh, Jeff moved down here finally.
So that's probably why.
Well, shit. They didn't fucking reach out.
Yeah. But anyways, well, he's spending time with his daughter. What are you doing? Yeah, come on, man.
I'm just saying, if he's got time, I'm free until Monday. I mean, come on now.
It's got daughter time, okay? He will reach out to you when the daughter time is taken care of.
What the fuck, man? Why you not say you in Dallas?
He probably just arrived it today. So.
Probably. Yeah.
So, yeah, making cigars, going through all that shit. If you don't chase them, they're running from a 0 to 100 schedule. Either they did it or they didn't.
Fuck.
Either they did it or they didn't. it's a very mind testing thing. It tests your mind because you can't even have a schedule time to release it unless you control majority of it. So let's say if you're Fuente, it's your own factory. You can say, hey guys, stop everything and just make this. Right? You can, right? If you own the factory, if you're Fuente, you're like, we gotta release this particular cigar, so all of you stop and just make this cigar. All of you box, stop, just make this box. I need to get this out next month. You can, right? Plasencia, yeah. All of you stop, just make this one cigar. Now all of you will have to climb up the mountain right now and get me those high mountain tobacco right now. Go pick them right now, because I want those tobacco be done this month. You can do that. But as somebody that's from the outside, that's super hard.
Ah, Tony, fuck him.
Super hard.
Who's Tony?
Yeah, who's Tony? And here's the problem too. Like, you know, I went with pretty much everybody that Lewis has suggested to use. But what Lewis thought it's gonna cost is not how much it cost me. Okay. So just give you like as an idea. When we're chatting, I was like, hey Lewis, how much like, you know, he's like, yeah, use this band guy, he's great. You know, this guy designs all kind of good bands, and which he did. He designed all kind of high-end bands, okay? He's like, yeah, no, it should be no problem, like $200-300 you get it done. This is what he said. $200-300 you get it done. I mean, I think Martin, you were there when we were at the party.
I don't remember the conversation, but
no, you're like there talking to someone else, but we're at the same party in his backyard while that conversation happened.
okay.
I was like, okay, $200-300 sounds right, you know. Yeah, all right. I was surprised. I was like, you know, every time I do a design for logo, it's never $200-300.
I know, right?
Yeah. So here I am, go back, getting ready, getting paper and all that stuff. Talk to the guy and see what I needed. He sent me over a contract. It was not $200-300. It was $2,000-3,000.
You sure Luis didn't say about 2 or 3?
No, he said $200-300. And I was like, $2,000-3,000. Okay. I wasn't about to say no, because that goes kind of in line with all the design that we ever had.
Right.
Right? Every time you do a design, $2,000-3,000. That's right. Especially you go with the professional studio. It does. All right.
What did you say to that?
So I signed it. Okay. And then I did go back and say, Lewis, he told me $200-300. It's not $200-300. And then he's like, how much did he charge you? I was like, $2,000-3,000. He's like, oh, okay. Okay. That's what it is. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm just telling you. That's what he charged me. And the box too. The box was like, he gave me I forgot how much he told me with the box. And the box turned out to be double the price.
Wow.
All right. Which is fine, because you gotta understand that it has to do with the quantity of things you make. If you're making stuff at the quantity that Lewis is making, probably that will average out to about that much.
Yeah, about right. Yeah.
But you're making at a quantity that we're making, because less, now there's no volume discount. So yeah, okay. Everything just goes up, pricey, and pricey. All right. So, okay. And then you had to deal with tax, tariffs, payments, and all that stuff. Payments the worst, okay? Because I would love to pay you, right? Here, tell me, where do I give you the credit card, or where do I, send you a check? We can't do that. Can't use credit card. Right?
You gotta wire it to this Chinese account, and then they'll.
If I show you guys the instruction to wire this thing, you'll be insane. Like, I took the instruction to the bank and they say, sir, I gotta highly recommend you not to do this because this one looks like a wiring scam. They literally is like, do you know this person that you're wiring to? I was like, oh, it's a vendor. It's I can do this, sir, but if you want to transfer over, the money's gone. I got pulled into a room to tell me this. The wiring instruction, the whole page long. And not to mention, the company that received the money is not even their name. It was so hard to do that the bank refused to do it.
Really?
So we wanted to print the label. If you look at every Sellers Book Legion, there's a label in the back of the cello that tapes the cello together. It has a barcode. That particular one, there was no way for me to pay for it. The bank refused to do it.
Okay.
It's not a lot of money. So I called out Lewis. The bank, I can't pay this guy. How the hell do I pay this guy? It's not a lot of money. Like Lewis, can I just pay you? You pay them, please. And what he said, yeah, we'll work it out. So they paid it. It's not a lot of money for that one, all right? And a box, it's like, dude. When the bank again, the bank is like, sir, are you sure? This is way higher than what you were gonna do last time. It costs $50 just to wire. Costs $50 to wire. And it says if you wire and the money doesn't get there, and let's say if you got refunded, you still lose that $50. If you got there and then you got the wrong person, you're never getting it back. I was like, I got no choice. If I don't pay, it's not gonna go anywhere. I had to pay for it. So I said, you know what? If I had to lose $20,000 right now, so be it. Wire it over. Every day, I will contact the guy. Did you receive the money? 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 Bro, my brother, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know as soon as I get it. Finally, a week and a few days later. Oh yeah, we got the money. Just imagine that.
Yep.
Heart attack. Now, the cigar was easier for me to pay because I can pay them in the U.S. I pay the Lewis family, Cuevas family in the U.S. So I was able to wire to a U.S. account, but that's still wiring. So I went to the bank. Basically, I wired total of 4 times. They dragged me to a room 4 times. They dragged me to a room. Do you know this guy? Do you know who you're wiring to?
Yes, here we go.
Have you talked to this person? Have you met this person before? I was like, I was just at the guy's party like a week ago. Are you sure, sir? He's like, they made me sign a waiver. That I am fully confident of people who I sent it to, and I know that it's possibly a scam, that I'm willing to deal with the consequences if it went to a scam. It's not coming back. The bank will not will not assume any responsibility. That's what they made me sign. So I signed it. I was like, you guys doing this? Like, when I wire money to China, you guys don't bat an eye. When I wire money to DR, you guys drag me to a room.
Oh man, my eyes are freaking. I'm watering, like I'm fucking crying from laughing.
They never give me a problem when I wire money to China.
Oh man, that's funny.
Because it's always one intermediate bank and one receiver. When I wire to Taiwan, same thing. One intermediate bank that will convert the money and then one receiver.
Right.
But when you have two intermediate bank, one receiver, that's the name is not even the same as the company name. Weird.
Red flag.
Have anyone had the counters? I had the LE80 that I smoked on the show the other day. It's not bad. But I don't know why you're talking about 6, 10, 11. I don't know what that is. LE80 is pretty good. I'm glad that I bought a box for it. And I probably will put out a separate review for that. Because that day I smoked on the show, I didn't get really to focus on the flavor. Focus. Not there. Okay? The 6, 10, 11 is, I don't know. I know the 80 is not exclusive. I've seen other places have it.
I haven't had either one.
The Kellner's 80, I've seen it somewhere else. 6, 10, 11, I haven't. 6, 10, 11. I don't recall that cigar. I didn't buy that cigar. I mean, Kellner's, I only bought the 80th. So yeah, it's hell. This is why, like, when somebody said, "Hey Tony, you want to make another cigar?" I'm enthusiastic about it, but like I can't imagine me going through that stress again. That literally got me older. I aged. I got more white hair over it. Right?
You're 80 now?
I'm aging that thing. It's like, oh my God. Because when I talk to my clients and stuff like that, I can be very blunt. I was like, if this is not done by next week, don't talk to me again.
Right.
But when I talk to those guys, because they're down the side, if I don't get this done, I might not have a way to do it. And they're running on a different schedule. I'm telling you. It's just not healthy. It's not mentally healthy. And this is... Hold on, let me see. Here's the band. All right, here's the band. When I went to Cigars Daily, when I sit down, Tim, brought me to the office. He's like, do you really want to do this? Do you want to jump into this rabbit hole? What is your end goal? Do you really want to jump into this rabbit hole? I said, I don't know. I don't know. If this does well, maybe. If this doesn't, I don't know if I want to make another one because it's a lot of work. He's like, yeah, it is. He's like, one of his biggest regrets is jumping into this rabbit hole to make all those daily edition. Because it's such a big project, it just takes the life out of him. But then he's not regretting doing it. He loved the fact he did it. He's just that his biggest. He shouldn't have jumped in like the way he jumped in, I guess. That's what he meant. Because once you jump in, it's a lot of work. And I when he said that, I totally understand. I said, yeah, it's a lot of work.
So was this before you made the cigar, or like when we were releasing it? Like, I don't understand.
This was when we released it. So when we released it at the party, I disappeared for a while. You guys didn't know, and I was talking to him.
I remember that.
And then that's when he said, it's like, Tony, you want to jump in this rabbit hole? Like, you really do? Like, where do you want to end with this? Like, what is your goal? I said, I don't know. I was like, it was cool that we can make a cigar. And we did it. But I don't know if I will make another one. I could. Is that, are you sure about that? I'm not sure. So, with the way it is now, I realize how hard it is to get everybody to have confidence in your product when it comes to cigars. Because cigars is one of those things that is very personal. It's very personal. In order to get store to have it, you literally have to go visit those stores and really go talk to them, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's where I fail to find the right person to do that. I failed to find the right person that were willing to go to all the stores and talk to them and then market it to them, because I couldn't do that myself, right? I can work with the back office stuff. I can call, I can talk to them, but I'm not gonna be able to travel to every state, every single cigar lounge to do that.
Right.
Now, when I travel, I can bring some with me and then go to cigar lounge, sure. But I can't do it. So, knowing that is the fact, releasing another cigar will end up in the same problem, which I know that, right? If I make another cigar right now, another $500 is gonna sit there, and I'm not gonna find people to buy the $500.
So,
Well, he is trying. He is trying to go to a different shop and see if they will be interested. But so far, nah, not yet. So far, not yet.
yeah, it's just you're putting pressure on Val, and that's not good either.
Yeah. And it's very relationship based too. One of the things, okay. I think right now that this is kind of like settled, I can talk about it. Original, when we released it, I want to release the cigar as Cigars Daily. And all of a sudden, this whole thing about Zio came up because Eric was kind of buddy with the guy in Zio. And then says, we'll go over to Zio and talk to the guy. And then I was like, do they have to carry it? And he's like, yeah, they should carry it because they already reached out. They already talked to him. So the guy ended up getting 2 boxes in the store. And I don't know how that worked at the end, but like when Eric left, they took it off their website. Now, in the hindsight, I'm kind of happy about that. I'm kind of happy about that because I think of Tim like a family.
Yeah.
And I think putting that cigar in Zio is not ideal. It's not a good thing. So, but then we already talked to the guy, and the guy made a video about it. So it's kind of like, okay, 2 boxes there. It wasn't a lot. So, but when they stopped carrying it, I didn't even bother to contact them again. I didn't go like, hey, let's talk. I didn't even think about to say, hey, you guys want to carry more? Because I think it's best if I don't go back to that route. I don't think that's the right market for it too, because people who bought cigar from them is not particularly looking for cigar at that price range.
Right.
So I didn't put it out there anymore. So it's really like relationship based. Because if you don't have a relationship, there's no point to reorder. Okay, they got a couple boxes. They took months to sell it. Okay, they're done. And they don't really want to. And I don't feel like I have to kind of go back and say, hey, would you like, if like, something like Tim, if I talk to him the next time, I'll probably ask, hey, would you like to carry more? Right? Would you do us a favor and carry some more? But other places, some of them, I do think that there might be something. Some of them I don't. Some of them, like, if they don't carry it, that's fine. Because I feel like ITS should belong to and should be only retailed at the places of the people that truly supports us, that truly cares, right? Truly cares about specialty cigars, or truly care about you know, the people in the Legion, and then, you know, I really feel like those cigar shops should carry it. I didn't have an exact number, but somewhere between 80 and 90,000.
Yeah, I would have guessed that.
All right, I don't have an exact number, but everything added up together, probably 80 and 90,000. And let's put it this way: Eric did invest 30.
I want to say that I think when Southern Draw made a handshake agreement with AJ Fernandez, he said that it was going to be about 120,000, but that included, like, I think a little extras. Like, I know he marketed most of the stuff, but you had AJ Fernandez backing him.
Mm-hmm. When you have a factory back you, it's kind of different. It's a good cigar. What hurts is the price range. Cheaper ones that keep the lights on the shelf. Hurts freaking keyboard. Yeah. Right now, this cigar has more flavor now. It's more intense. The pepper is starting to come out, ramping up. It started to burn my nose. And the bourbon, because it's got kind of diluted a little bit, it no longer covers all the flavor. Now the bourbon kind of works with it now. So, you know, if anybody want to try this with the old elk, dilute that old elk, because that old elk is very flavorful. It will take away flavor. But now that the ice is melted a little bit, it's not as strong. I can feel that it kind of pairs it well, a little bit more better, because the oak and the sherry kind of work with this. So yeah, overall the cost is very, very high, and a lot of them are unexpected expense. You know, we did a lot of other things, and the shipping and all that stuff, they all cost money. They all cost money. So Steve Saka is right. He said if you want to launch a cigar, you need to have way more than $60,000 to even do a line.
Yeah.
He's right. But then this is what it is. Once this thing took off, my thought is, in order to make this work, I'm just gonna dump money. Just keep dumping money until it gets there. Right? Keep dumping money until it's done. Because if I stop at any point, that money is wasted. Right? So I have no choice but to continue dump money until it's done. This is why they say to make cigar, you gotta be unkillable. You literally had to deal with all that shit, all that mental power, just to get that. Yeah, I mean, it is, what, 20 cigars in there? So it does take time for people to want to try it. And the problem is people want to try it. Unless someone else is going there to, hey, you want to smoke this? You want to smoke that? You know, try this, try that. It really, not many people want to try that. All right. So I think with the way it is, I probably have to end up taking a loss and lower the cost or lower the price of the cigar eventually. Eventually, I think that will be the case, that in order to do that, I need to lower the price so that to be something that's more affordable to everybody. Currently, I think currently, that is the one that I know guaranteed to have. But there are two other small places, like including the one that you're talking about, that have it. I don't know how many they have left, I never called them up and to check. Because once they agree to have it, I pass it down to Michael, and Michael is supposed to talk to them. So I don't know if Michael ever asked them, yeah, do you guys want to reorder or what? Okay, so I have to get on that a little bit later in the year, where once I can decide, once I can content with myself, like, is it okay if I just gotta lose this extra amount of money? Right? If I want to lose this extra amount of money, and that, are we good to do this kind of thing? Which is good, because right now it's only me making that decision. I can go, okay, in order for more people to smoke that, I gotta lower the price. So I might do that. Usually it's the shop that does that. The shop has to decide how much money they gotta make less. But I think the best way to go about it is for me to lower it. But unfortunately, that won't even bring us to break even point anymore. So can't break even. How many boxes? I actually don't know. More than 200? More than 250? So yeah. I kind of had to figure that out. I don't know which direction I want to go with it yet. Kind of had to figure that out. Huh?
Who's got the inventory? Michael?
Yeah. Well, right now it's either with Michael and with Brendan. Brendan's has storage.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's the tough part.
Mm-hmm.
You see, this is why, people who deal with cigars, you gotta be able to deal with that. You gotta be able to go, okay, I'm taking out that stress for no reason. Right? I'm taking out that stress for no reason. No, my goal was I would thought at the end, if it doesn't get retail in the store, it will just forever be in the inventory for all the Legion member to enjoy in the future. Right? Because there's always gonna be members where we can get more cigars to smoke and celebrate. People who like the cigar can continue to get them, but we got a limitation. You should get that box. That box is basically pain and sweat and heartbreak and heart attack and high blood pressure and all that stuff in one.
I mean, they're good cigars.
They're good cigars. I
It pairs really good with bourbon if you guys drink bourbon.
I think Martin probably have 10 boxes sitting in his house.
No.
So yeah, that's when I smoke this cigar, when I think about the Unkillables, I really do resonate with that thought. It resonates with me. It resonates, tells me like, hey, you went through all that hard work. You finally have something to show. You finally have something. But I currently hit a plateau, a dead end of what I want to do with it. And that's the next challenge. That's the next challenge for sure. Like, I haven't get to sit down with Michael to kind of talk about this because he's been busy for the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I really need to pick a time to talk to him. Huh?
So I was thinking about him today. I was hoping he'd be on.
Yeah,
I
he's
forgot to reach out.
He's been a little hard to get in touch with. So I don't know. Cigar is hard. Cigar is hard. Not easy. For those people who ever say, hey, my end goal was to have my own cigar shop, I pray for you. For those
I know
people,
it's-
huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
For those people that want to eventually make a cigar brand of their own, I pray for you. It's not easy at all.
I was gonna say, I know it sounds like dumping more money, but have you ever thought about someone marketing the cigar?
Well, that's the thing, right? If you market the cigar, the result is not guaranteed, right? That's number one. Number two is that there really is no budget in there to do that. Now the question is, do you spend more money to get some money back, or do you just wait for that money and just call it like, I don't want to, I gotta stop burning myself. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get it. I get both sides.
Right? You get somebody to market it. I don't know what the cost is. Sometimes it might make sense, sometimes it might not. And the one that makes the most sense is if you contribute a certain percentage of the order towards the sale of it. But at that point, you'll recover even less. You'll recover even less. So now the question is, let's say an average rep charge you 20% of the sale. Let's say that's the case. 20% of the sale. Okay. Now you gotta end up the question is like, which one will make more sense? Do I discount the cigar by 20% so everybody's easier to buy? Or I keep the price the same and pay them 20%?
I think it'd make more sense from that scenario. I think it'd make more sense to pay someone the 20% to market it as opposed to the lowering the price.
In my opinion, I think it'll be easier if I lower the price by 20% so everybody else can afford it.
But then you're not even breaking even. I mean, regardless, you're not breaking even.
Yeah, regardless, I'm not breaking even. It's the same 20%.
But you're getting the product out.
Or it will get the product out when it's more affordable to everybody. Because let's say if you market it towards more shops, you're still not solving the problem that long-lived Tiberius had said, that what hurts is the price. What hurts is the price. So you're not solving that problem. You're just putting on more stores. But the problem of that what hurts is the price is what the problem is. So if I discount it by 20%, don't you think it'll be a lot easier to take in?
Yep, I see both. I see both sides.
So 20%, let's see, 20%.
Be about like 17 something.
Hold on. And in order to work the math, you'll be in the $15 range.
Really? Are you talking about like singles
Yeah,
or boxes?
single. If ITS is in the $15 range, don't you think it'll be very affordable?
But I think it kind of devalues it.
Yeah. But that solves the problem of where that cigar price range stands. There's a huge difference between sitting between $14, $15, $16 versus $19, $20, $21. You right? If you buy a $19 cigar, plus tax, you're in the 20-something dollar range.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I did not think of that.
So if you take away 20%, you jump to the $15 range. Now you're talking about $15, $16, $17.
Right.
And that is a lot more doable than that price range. And I think that would be interesting to do. Everybody in the industry is increasing their price. I'm gonna be the only one to lower my price.
Half Wheel report. Shadow Smokers Legion lowers price on their cigar.
Right? Everybody is trying to raise their price. Everyone. I think I just read a couple of news out there. There was a couple more brands that's going to raise their price. I'm gonna be the only one that lowers it.
We never did have a Half Wheel report, did we?
Bourbon soy sauce. Yeah, that. Just me thinking about that is already like, how much money am I gonna waste on that? Now,
Yeah.
I can tell myself to finish smoking a cigar, 10,000 sticks in X amount of years. But I don't think I can convince myself to drink the same drink, 100 bottles of it.
I could.
And that's even more hard because I don't know anybody that I can partner with that license to sell alcohol.
It's gotta be Buffalo Trace Distillery.
No, Buffalo Trace can make it, but you still need someone to retail it. I don't have anybody to retail it.
Yeah, we can get Specs. We can get Total Wine. Specs
No,
is a big
in
one.
order for you to sell it to Total Wine, you need a license to do that.
I know nothing about that, so.
Right? You need the license to create, you need the license to make, and you need the license to sell.
Yeah.
Once you sell it to your store, the store needs to have a license to sell. That's the hard part. Everything needs a license, and with that kind of controlled stuff, I don't need a license to sell a box, right? I don't have to license to sell a humidor. I don't need a license to sell ashtray, but I do need a license for tobacco. This is where, where I'm stuck between the hard place and the rock.
Okay. Maybe you should. This is just an idea from your consulting side. Maybe you should flip the script. Maybe reach out to someone like Tim or someone to Luis and just say, hey, what can we do?
It's not what can we do. Is what should we do? There's a lot of options, right? Like you said, we just came out with two options. One is lower the price, the other one is to find a rep. Those are fine. Those are the options. But what should we do? Right? PDM says I wouldn't drop the price. The cigar, just leave the way it is for now. I plan to leave it the way it is for now, but eventually I had to make a change, right? And that's where I'm considering. That's where I'm considering.
I mean, I think we should keep the price, but I never even thought about like the taxes, and in some states it's different, especially if you're in New York.
Yeah.
$25, $26, $27.
People ask me why don't I try to contact the shop in New York. I was like, that's impossible. That's impossible because ain't nobody gonna afford that. You're looking at the Fuente price.
Just sell it up in Canada. They're used to paying high prices for Canadians anyway, or Cubans.
Well,
Anyway.
export cigar is another. It's another game. It's a totally another game. Is ego playing any part of your decision? What do you mean by that? Yeah, you gotta have me give me more context to that. What do you mean by ego?
I don't think his ego's in this. I think he's actually trying to solve the problem.
Like when you say ego,
because he's already talking about lowering the price. So, and I don't see who's writing that because it's super blurry.
that's Tiberius Blue.
Okay. But I mean, to be honest, I feel like Tony is trying to find a solution to A, make it more affordable, or B, sell the product as is. And either way, he's still going to be losing money in the long run.
Okay, so what he's saying is that does ego play any part of the decision of lowering the price? No. Now, my goal is to recuperate enough where I can do something with it. Right? If I just want to like go, hey, that's it, the end with that money, I don't care. I could. Or I can say, hey, if ego is what hurt Eric. He didn't like the way people were talking to him.
Yeah, fuck Eric. He's a little bit.
He have that ego, and that ego was what ultimately hurt other places of carrying that cigar.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So ultimately, that his ego, his attitude towards it, is what ultimately where Shop says, I don't want to deal with a cigar brand that acts like that.
And yeah, they ultimately didn't want to deal with him.
Yeah. Ultimately, this is why we split our ways. It's because the way he's acting. Okay, it's hurting the brand. And in order to have that ego talk, you need to have something back you up. Like Steve Saka, he can say whatever the fuck he wants. You don't want to carry DTT? Fine. Plenty of other places want to.
Right.
Right? If you tell him that, hey, Steve is an asshole, I don't want to work with him, I guarantee he's gonna go, okay, fuck you. Right?
Yeah.
But that's not me. I wouldn't, like, anybody want to carry our cigar, I wouldn't go like, hey, screw you. Right? I wouldn't. There are some that I have mental reserve about, and there are some I don't. And that's pretty much it. But I feel like it's a product. The more places I carry, the better. If that makes sense. Okay? I will be happy if more people get to try the cigar. And the feedback that I got from most people is the price. Right? And lowering the price is not unheard of. I mean, you guys saw Omatepet starts at $100. Right? Lowering the price is not unheard of. If price is the one that hurt, if price is the problem, then I can ultimately decide to recuperate less. Ultimately. So it's not hard to do. It's just one decision. I don't have much ego in this. I don't think like, you know, I'm the ultimate boss, guys. I am like, you better smoke that cigar because my cigar is the best in the world. Because I don't have that. I think that overall this hobby is fun. And everybody have fun together and create something that everybody can try, and so that you can recuperate some amount and then ultimately maybe make something else. That's my ultimate goal. Is to be able to create something else if I can recuperate enough. If I can, then there won't be next one. Right? Take that as experience, take that as alkali, and move on. Right? Because you guys know me. I just someone that enjoys cigar. I just want to have this hobby and continue to have fun with it. Right? And in order to do that, funding is the key. Funding is the key. Now, obviously, everything we ever made have never recuperated enough to make the next one. But I treated those loss as costs to have fun. If you go to watch a movie, it costs you $20.
Yeah.
So everything that I ever lost, it's always been the cost to have fun. Right? But if the cost to have fun involve, like in this situation, a different ego, to think that now you're undefeatable, now you're a big shot, that's not where I want to be. I don't want people to think that I'm a big shot. I don't want to think I'm a big shot. You know, in fact, if anything, this whole experience got me kind of be more considerate. So me being considerate is what I'm gonna do in the future of these things, because it being really honest with you, if anything that I worry about, I don't worry about cigar setting.
Okay.
Because what is a cigar that set? Aged.
Resting. Yeah, aged.
Right? You wait 2 years, 3 year, or now it's a 4-year aged cigar.
Yeah.
So it ultimately gives them more value. Right? You gotta smoke a cigar that's even more accustomed and married with flavor.
I will say they do taste really good now that I've noticed that there's like some aging on the cello.
Right? So ultimately, as they age, they're only gonna get better. So I'm not too worried about them sitting. A lot of Legion members have bought older cigars and continue to keep them and then smoke it as a celebration. And they do taste pretty good over time.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about cigar setting. What I worry about is if they set forever.
Right.
Which ultimately I do want to have a certain amount reserved for the Legion members in the future, so that every Legion member, even the new ones, can get to try it. They won't be like, okay, because the market don't have it anymore. Like, for example, right now, if you want to find Voyage, good luck.
Let me ask you a question. So we've got an undisclosed cigar. What if, as a selling point, we let people know what the wrapper is?
Here's the thing. I think if you are someone that smoked for a few years, you can guess what the wrapper is.
I know what the wrapper is. And I haven't talked to you, haven't told me, Eric hasn't told me, Luis hasn't told me. But I know what the wrapper is.
So yeah, there's no point to give it out.
But it would be a selling point.
It wouldn't.
I think it would be.
Okay.
And then just keep the filler disclosed. The binder and filler disclosed.
If anybody want to guess what the wrapper is, let me just tell you, there is only 2 Maduro wrapper in the world.
3.
If it gonna be a Maduro, it has to be either or. Not the region. I'm talking about as a characterization of what the wrapper is. There's only 2.
What do you mean characterization?
Like if you want to say, okay, if you take multiple leaves, all right, you go from natural, Maduro, Oscuro. There's only two. Just because it's a dark leaf doesn't automatically make it a Maduro. How about that?
I see what you're saying, but
when we go to the factory, he's like, what's the guy gonna make? I said, I want to make Maduro. Literally, he said, okay, then your choice is this and that.
yeah.
All right. And just because it's that leaf doesn't automatically make it Maduro.
No, because there's different variations of that leaf.
So that information doesn't help. It's not a selling point. It's not. Because if you know you like Maduro, you like Maduro. Because Maduro had to use either or. I think the fun part right now and the best part right now is so far, still nobody guessed it.
Nobody guess what?
The exact blend.
No, that's too difficult.
In
Unless
fact,
you know and taste each leaf. I mean, you can pull the characteristics and kind of figure out like what it tastes like, but you can't figure out the leaves that were used.
I think when we are at Zio, I forgot that guy's name. We were smoking in the shop, and I think our president was there. He tried to guess what the blend is, and he got it wrong.
Yeah.
He didn't even get the wrapper right. And this guy runs a cigar shop. Didn't even get the wrapper right. Tim got very close. Tim got very, very close.
I can see that. I mean, he knows he's blended.
Mm-hmm. He blended before, so he actually knows what it is. If you blend, you'll know. And the only people that I think knows the blend right now is me, is Louis family, the entire family, probably know. Maybe Michael. The reason I say that is because Eric doesn't even know.
How the fuck does he not even know? He was
Okay,
there.
so this is what happened. I can tell you guys this. So Eric was there doing the blending, and the blending we wrote down what it is. Right? And doing the blending, it tastes one way. When we got it, it tasted wrong. And then we found out there was quality problem with a certain leaf. And then we changed it. And we changed it. Remember I told you guys that we scrapped some cigars?
Yeah.
So in order to fix it, we changed it. But I never told him what I changed.
Wow.
So yeah, Eric might know what the original blend was, but he really doesn't know the thing because he was not involved in any of the conversations.
I mean, how do you just not involve yourself with the conversations? Like, I don't understand that.
No, because he was not involved in the creation of it. He went there, tasted, gave his opinion. That's it.
He was the investor.
Yeah. So he doesn't know the true blend today. He doesn't know the true blend today. He probably know majority of the blend that's in there, because we didn't change those. But he doesn't know the whole blend. In fact, I tested a few times. I was like, do you know what a blend is? And he tell me the blend. I was like, all of a sudden, oh shit, he doesn't know. But I never told him, because at the time I didn't have my notepad with me. So yeah, he doesn't know. And that information really doesn't help. I really don't think it helps. Like, you don't know what the blend was for Alec Bradley, what is it called? Those test blends. What's those called?
I don't know.
Shoot.
Project 90 or something.
What are those called? They have weird names, weird numbers.
Project 90 is the only one I'm thinking about.
What's it called? Shoot. Somebody help me out. I can't remember the name. Where the band Sideways, they release it every year. It has a blend number on it. They don't release the blend. All right. So it doesn't help. Right? Or like any of the opuses. They don't tell you the blend. You know the region's apparel apparently is apparel. Well, it doesn't tell you what it is. So it tells you that that information doesn't help you. What information help you is whether or not the cigar is good. Obviously, I can't use that as a selling point. Put it on the box. This cigar is good, you know. So that wouldn't work. And I put it right in the box. This cigar is good. In fact, I think that's what it is. The next one is ITS good cigar. So there's that. There is that part of it that I really feel deep inside is the hard part. It's the hard part. And I always been treated like it's a project, you know, Project ITS is a project. So it shouldn't be that complicated. It shouldn't be that mentally stressful, but it is. It takes a toll. It makes you age. It makes you old. To deal with something like that. That's why when it came out on Unkillables, I have to get a box of that because I need to remind myself. I need to remind myself that we did this, and with the support of everybody, we did this, and it was good. It happened. And ultimately, in theory, my goal has been achieved. Is that I brought it to life. That's all I care. I brought it to life. This thing is real. You can find it. You can actually smoke it. You can actually, you know, it's real. And everything else that it can sit, it can wait. If not, I will smoke the rest of them. Right? So the question is, goes back to that again. Should I lower the price later on, maybe a year or two, so that more people can enjoy the cigar and touch the part of the history for the Legion?
Maybe.
Or should I stick with this? Say, hey, if not, it's not. Smoke it all. Smoke it all. Right? And I think ultimately I'll find the answer in a year or so. When this whole thing settles in my mind. And then I can decide what I want to do with it. But yeah, making a cigar, you gotta be someone that cannot be defeated.
Yep.
You gotta like go. I thought about this myself. I mean, if I'm gonna make a next cigar, it's gotta take me 4 or 5 years. I'm gonna let it sit as long as possible they can. Like, in fact, if they never come back to me and say, Tony, it's time to pay, I'm not gonna pay. I think in terms of a business point of view, it's great. If they don't remember, it's account buildable forever. It's like, oh, come chase me that bill next week. I'm working on this week's bill. Come talk to me the year after. That's fine. We'll deal with it next year, right? Because when it comes to cigar, right? If you see them say, "Oh, release soon" in the PCA, whatever, they don't have to release the same years. We have all those TAA didn't release until the end of the year.
Right.
Right? And guess what? It's because they didn't get the box and all that packaging until the end of the year. But they're not in a rush. A cigar brand, they release whenever. Because once they release it, they had to wait X amount of time to even see the result of it. And they don't care. Because currently they have other cigars selling. Right? But ultimately, my goal, if this thing was successful, I was thinking to make a core line. And the core line will be somewhere probably Ecuadorian Habano.
Yeah.
For everyday smoke.
Yep.
And ITS will be more like a celebratory smoke.
Yep.
And that was the goal. But with the way it is right now, not so much. Not so much. But then again, if to make a cigar take 4 years, I got 4 years to figure this out. I have 4 years to take this out. Now, question is, hey, Tony, don't you have another $80,000, $90,000 to just make another cigar? You do. Do it. Yeah, I do. But I also have a wife that really can spend.
Right. That's true.
Right? And and here's the thing. I don't have a storage to carry down my cigar sitting over there.
Just sitting. Yeah.
Right? I don't have a storage to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to release what I can while I can. And if I'm gonna consider to come out with the core line, I need to get those boxes down to a handleable amount in order to do that. And that's the goal. That's the goal. So yeah. For me, I would love for people to go to their lounge and say, hey, you should carry some of these so I can get it over here.
Yep.
But if they can't, it is what it is. I would love to, everywhere I go, and I'll go visit a cigar shop that actually carry my cigar. I would love to.
Yeah.
But we don't have that yet. We don't have that yet. Now, would I talk to Tim in the future about carrying more? Yeah, I would. But I think I should talk to him once I make that decision whether or not to lower.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to say, hey, Tim, take this cigar now, and then 3 months later, I'm going to lower the price.
Yeah, no, not a good selling point.
Yeah. Not that. I much rather say, you know what? I decided I'm going to lower the price to this amount. And I'm going to call out, hey, guys, I lowered the price. Now it's more affordable. Would you like to test a few boxes? That's what I want to do. If that comes to the decision.
Right.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's tough. It's
Nice.
It's always been one of those business decisions I don't want to make because I really don't want to make this into a business decision. I want to make this a fun project decision. In fact, maybe I should just do what's that thing called? Kickstarter.
A Kickstarter?
How many people want to do a cigar Kickstarter, guys?
Launch a brand. Launch another core line.
Right? How many people want to do that? How many people interested to do a cigar Kickstarter and we'll do a Kickstarter project cigar? We'll be the first one. Crowdfunded cigar.
Crowdfunded cigar.
That might be fun to do. I mean, people came out with the weird ideas, you know, like LFD came out with the token, the NFT.
Yep.
So. Napoleon XO Dragon Cognac. Have you had that bottle? Is sick. I have not seen that bottle. No.
Nope, never seen it.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kickstarter project will be pretty sick. Kickstarter project, now that I think about it, will be pretty sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about selling it because at the end of the project, you guys all got your cigars.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Not a bad idea, right?
Nope.
But first, we have to find enough people.
Right.
I don't think Kickstarter platform allows it.
Probably not, because it's tobacco related.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
No.
We can try it. I don't know. When I figure out a blend or whatever, we can try it. But I don't think that's a. I don't know how feasible that is. I don't know if there's any legal ramification or something like that. I don't know.
I don't either.
Because it kind of makes no different than pre-sell your cigars.
Yeah.
I don't know. It will be very interesting though.
I think so.
And what we do is we put everybody's name inside the box who have contributed to the Kickstarter.
Who contributed, yeah.
That'll be very interesting. But we'll see. That's the future. That's I'm hoping that we can get more blood into the Legion. We're back to, you know, where we can play with bigger projects like before. And then we can start with that kind of project. Right? We can do that kind of project. Let's see, we can get like, you know, 100 people to do it.
Yep, that'd be cool.
That would definitely be doable. I know a guy that has his own factory in Nicaragua and he does small order. It's not the order that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not the order that's the problem. Right? It's retailing the problem. How to get rid of those cigars, the problem. Right? Because if I go to the factory and says I want to make a lower amount, which totally doesn't make sense because the lower the amount it is, the costly it gets.
Right.
Everything else, bands, box, everything, it gets higher cost. So I just basically did a bare minimum. Right? You can do the small order. It doesn't change anything. It only costs you more. Right? And to be honest, 10,000 cigars to a cigar factory is a small order. $500 a cigar to a cigar factory is a tiny order. Just think about how many boxes Fuentes had to pump up per line, per size, per year.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't think $500 is a lot. So that's not the problem. The problem is how to get to people's hands, how to make people like it, enjoy it, celebrate it. That's the key. That's the key. Heck, somebody go to like Tim and just say, hey, let's make a daily edition of Shadow Smoke Legion. Right? But yeah, that's the all that is the fun part. All that is the consideration. All that is thoughts that I have.
Ideas and just projecting ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I gotta tell you, it's a lot easier to deal with a swag than a cigar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather to make the swag. You know, and if you ask like Tony, make another cigar, or make that 3-finger cigar carrier. I make that 3-finger cigar carrier in a moment. Right? If you had to ask me like, hey Tony, make that or make the skateboard, I'll make that skateboard in a moment.
Yeah, bro. Speaking of swag, let's make some freaking brass knuckles.
Brian from Pravada, would you consider reaching out to him to stock the cigar? What do you mean by that? Like have him carry it?
I mean, I see where he's going with that. He stocks a lot of smaller brands, but I think they're all like his blends.
Yeah, I think that a lot of Pravada blends are his own stuff.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think he's carrying cigar that's that price range. He's carrying the cigar that's that, and then he market it as his own price. Like I said, he's a marketing genius, so he doesn't need the.
He does have other cigars on his site that I last remember, which was like a year ago.
Yeah, I don't have contact with. I can literally something like this. Even if I reach out to him, it's probably a no. Because I don't have any relationship with the guy. So a lot of people say, have you reached out to this person? I don't have an industry relationship with those people.
I mean, I haven't talked to him in a long time. The only contact I have is Instagram, and he's messaged me there a couple times, but it's been years.
Yeah, I don't really know what the concept will be, because the whole thing about the cigar is that box is a big part of it. We spend a lot of tear and sweat on the box, so when he retailed them by the stick, the box kind of loses the value, loses the thought of it, right? Now, if somebody want to carry the cigar, sure, I would never say no to that. But whether or not it will work. Hey, if you want to talk to him, if he wants to do it, like here's the thing, he had to want to do it. I don't want to force anybody to do it.
Right.
Right.
Like
He
I
had
said,
to-
I've talked to him, but it's been about 2 years, at least 2 years.
If he wants to carry the cigar, yeah, sure, it will be great. But if he's not, if it's a hassle to carry a cigar at that price range, I can totally understand. Right. So if that's what he's open to that idea, then yeah, I talk to him. I talk to anybody. Right. I always say he's a marketing genius, and I don't think that he have to go through. I think ultimately his own cigar sells the best.
Right.
So carrying another brand wouldn't make a lot of sense. Right? I can see like some people want to bring that to like maybe 1 or 2 stick in their cigar monthly thing. I'm open to that as well.
That'd be cool.
But I don't have a contact for that either. And here's the thing, I always been trashing the cigar monthly stuff. Because I don't think that,
But I mean, he still has a lot of that stuff going on, so he could like use it as a promo item or something. I don't know.
He might. So yeah, I mean, if you have an idea to do that, then sure. I just don't have that industry connection and whatnot. The cigar itself at a wholesale price is not cheap. So for him to market it, it's not gonna be cheap either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just put it out there. Kind of idea. All right. So let me sum this up. This is definitely a true Nicaraguan cigar. All right. You gotta get that Nicaraguan flavor. I don't taste a lot of jalapa sweetness, but I do taste the ometepe mineral, little rock salty kind of flavor from the mineral. I don't taste a lot of wood, but there is some wood in there. And I think majority is due to this drink. This drink will cover up some woodsy flavor. So what I'm saying is that if you gotta drink the old elk cigar cut, pick a cigar that's not earthy. Pick a cigar that is not dark. I think this will contribute to the cigar, that vegetation, that earthy, that woodiness will contribute better to a lighter cigar that don't have those flavor. so that you enhance the cigar rather than taking away some of the cigar flavor because it's the same. So once it covers your whole mouth with that flavor, you're not gonna taste it. If that makes any sense, right? If you eat a lot of sugar and all of a sudden you take something that's sweet to your mouth, it's not gonna be sweet. So this particular drink has a lot of those vegetation, woodsyness, and all that stuff that really will coat your mouth. And when you take another puff of the cigar, it's gonna cover that taste. You're not gonna taste those. So what you taste is what's left over in the cigar. So that takes away dimension from the cigars. But if you have that with the cigar that don't have a lot of dimension, you add the dimension to the cigar. So if you gotta have the cigar cut old elk, smoke a natural, smoke a Connecticut, smoke something that's light, so that you add to it. Because the drink itself is not, it's a little bit of strength too. It's 55%, right? So there's a lot of strength to that. You add to something that don't have a lot of strength, you have a better harmony. But when you pair with the Nicaraguan, which is all about that earthy, that oak, that flavor profile, it covers it up. It removes it. So I think every time I smoke this without the drink, the flavor comes out, the pepper and all that stuff comes up, and every time I took a drink, it washes it and it covers my mouth with that flavor only. And when I take the puff of the cigar, it actually removes the flavor. Okay, so it might not be the best pairing. The drink itself is pretty good. I wouldn't drink it alone though. It's definitely not a cigar, not a drink that I go like, yeah, today I'm just gonna have a sip. Doesn't work that well as on its own. But I think it can ultimately be a good drink if you pair it right. Because when I drink other bourbon, it doesn't really take away. It's not that oaky, so it's not taking away. When I pair it with like let's say woodford, now woodford's woodiness, it's very heavy, it's very good, right? It's like double oak, you can definitely taste it. But for some reason that doesn't coat your mouth the way it will take away the cigar flavor. This one will coat your mouth. There's a lot of oil in there, it will coat your mouth. And when it coats, it takes away. Okay? So yeah, that is my pairing review for these two. Take it how you will. But you know, it's a good cigar. I think I can dig it. I can smoke it once in a while. And I think every time I smoke this cigar from now on, it's gotta be a thinking session. It's gotta be a reminiscing. It's gotta be a remembering the pain session.
Let me see the box.
Sure.
Nice.
It's gonna be a remember the pain session for me. And this would definitely be a display piece on my bookshelf because I think that's what it is. I think the meaning behind this cigar is worth more than the cigar to me. So, you know, I am not really big into Puros, Nicaraguan Puro, Dominican Puro. Those Puro thing, for me personally, I think is rice on top of rice on top of rice, right? Except that Nicaragua has so many regions with a different quality. So Nicaraguan Puro tend to have more dimensions than a Dominican Puro. If all you guys smoke a Dominican Puro, you know, there's not much dimension. Woodsy sweetness, that's all you gotta get, right? So this has got more dimensions to that. But then it'll take you to smoke this slowly to really get them all. Okay? So yeah, that will be it for today. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jump to Discord. I'm gonna continue reminiscing and brainstorm. And I will talk to you guys next week. All right? Have a good night, guys. And I'll see you guys at Discord.
Later, guys.